Hello watch fans, it is Anders here on Time and Crown channel. It is that time of year, the time for my second State of the Collection video of 2025, and quite a lot has happened. I am consolidating my collection all the time. I even actually sold more watches than I bought since my summer video. You will also see 3 watches that has been with me ever since I started my channel 10 years ago. And why not just jump into the 13 watches I'm going to show you today. And the first watch in this State of the Collection video is an acquisition from 2025. It is my Seiko Prospex SPB diver, automatic Japanese made dive watch. I bought this watch at an auction at a really nice price. I always wanted to try it, and I think this is one of the better SPB Prospex divers they have made, better than a lot of the newer ones they're actually making. And this is my Seiko dive watch. I only want one Seiko dive watch in my collection, and that is this one. I am wearing the watch on an Artem Hydroflex strap. In my opinion, some of the very best rubber straps in the world. I think this strap, it really just looks great on the watch, and it's much better than the horrible strap you actually get when you buy the watch. It is approximately 42.6 millimeters in diameter, but I do think it wears really nicely. That is also because of these very short lugs. You see here on my 17 centimeter wrist circumference. A nice summer dive watch from Seiko. So next up is one of my favorite watches. This is my Zenith El Primero, original 1969 high beat automatic sports chronograph watch. This is a beautiful watch. I am at this moment wearing it on this distressed blue leather strap. I was wearing it on a blue rubber strap most of the year. It is a 38 millimeter watch in diameter, and I think this is the best proportioned Zenith El Primero watch in my opinion. The 42 millimeter versions, they become very big. So this was made to commemorate the original Zenith El Primero from 1969, hence the size. This particular version, the original 1969, is only available in 38 millimeters, but you can get a very similar El Primero in 42 millimeters. And of course the beautiful movement. The interesting thing is that this watch has really decreased in value during 2025. It really doesn't matter because it is a watch that is a keeper for me, one of my grail watches back in the day. But I think this is now a super valuable watch. If you want a sports chronograph watch in a compact size and you want a real historical watch, then the El Primero original 1969 here could probably be your choice. It is kind of a strap monster as well. It wears really nicely on rubber straps, on different blue leather straps as you see here, also on brown and black straps. So definitely a watch I can recommend. It is a high beat movement with 36,000 vibrations per hour. With 100 meters of war resistance, it is also a real sports watch. Next up is the watch I was actually wearing this week. This is my Rolex Explorer. This is the 39 millimeter, the one that is discontinued. This is the perfect sized Explorer in my opinion. It is kind of a discussion is if the new 40 millimeter version is better proportioned for some people. And I do know a lot of people think that this watch is best proportioned in 36 millimeters. I do love the 39 millimeter size. I was actually wearing this watch on a really nice military strap, fabric strap. This is also very much a strap monster. But I put it back on the original bracelet, and of course, being a Rolex bracelet, this oyster style Rolex bracelet is absolutely amazing. So this is also a very diverse and versatile sports watch with 100 meters of war resistance, screw-down crown, excellent lume. That is the difference between the previous version and this one. You do get lume in the 3, 6 and 9, as well as longer hands, longer minute hand. It's super accurate, it's super tough, and this is just a perfect everyday watch for me. So definitely a watch I'm going to keep forever in my collection. It kind of just feels the gap in my collection, the part of my collection of an Explorer style, field style something watch, which is a perfect everyday watch. Now moving on to one of the 3 watches that has been with me ever since I started my channel, and which has been in all state of the collection videos. This is my Tag Heuer Aqua Racer. And if you follow my channel, you know I really do love this watch. It's not a watch I wear very much these days, but it is a really nice watch, super accurate, super tough, and this is living proof that Aqua Racer watches from Tag Heuer, they are super tough, high quality Swiss made dive watches. This has been with me everywhere, diving in the ocean, diving in the pool, beach, desert, whatever you want. This one is also on an Artem strap, a gray one. It does come on a black Tag Heuer strap. I really just like the contrast with the gray here. I have been actually contemplating selling this watch, but I decided it's staying in my collection, and I will probably just pass it on to my son when he becomes big enough to actually wear a 40mm watch. So I won't be able to fit all the watches down here. So now we have 9 watches left to go. I just want to tell you a little about what actually went. So let's just very shortly talk about what went since my last State of the Collection video last summer. So the Baltic Hermetique Summer Edition, it came and it went. I really lost it after that watch, and I think it's a really nice watch, but at the end of the day I never actually wore it, so I decided to sell it. So also the Vulcan GMT, it went. Amazing watch, top quality Swiss watch, very affordable for the quality, but I kind of don't really think that I need a lot of GMT watches in my collection, and as I have a very nice GMT watch in my collection, that one went as well. Then the Seiko SRPL, it went. I actually just bought this watch to test the quality and also to feature it on my website. If you're Danish, Norwegian, Swedish, you know you can read Danish. Visit my website, link down in the description. So the 4th watch that went was my Seiko Prospex SPB 381. This is actually a really nice value watch from Seiko, and you can buy them at around $1,000 US, even less than $1,000 US, maybe $900 US. I think it became a little too loud, a little too big for me, and I actually kind of turned my interest towards more classic looking watches. So that was the 4 watches that went since my last State of the Collection video. Now let's look at one of the newer watches I bought. This is only a few months old in my collection. This is the Montblanc Heritage Salmon Dial. This has the reference number 119944. This was also bought at auction. This is new old stock. It was never worn, with papers and everything, and it's funny because I actually got a really big interest in this watch when I saw it, and I believe it was released in 2019. When I first saw it, I really liked the beauty of the watch. The dial color is absolutely amazing. The style of hands, the use of numerals 3, 6, 9 and 12. The design of the case. You see the Montblanc star here. This beautifully double domed sapphire crystal, just look at this, it looks like a UFO. And of course the biggest star of the watch is the dial. This beautiful textured dial with the outer part, and then the inner part with a beautiful sunburst salmon color. Such a playful watch. Actually has really great lume, which is kind of weird because this is definitely a dress watch in my opinion. It is on the larger side. Must say this is one of the most worn watches since I bought it. I absolutely adore this watch, and this is a color and a style which really just stands out in my collection. The original alligator leather strap here is top quality, so you don't pay for the movement because it is a Zenith SW200, but it does go through Montblanc's 500-hour test, so it is very accurate. Actually, my only complaint with this watch is that I wish that they made it 39mm, maybe even 38mm. It wears a little bit big for a dress watch, but I think it's such a beautiful everyday watch. I love the color, and know I keep saying it because it's just when I'm looking at this watch right now in the studio lights, it's just a watch that you know that feeling as a watch collector is you get these watches in the collection. you just think that they are beautiful. And this is a watch I feel I'm never ever getting tired of. Now another dress style, more classic looking watch I bought recently. This is also a newer acquisition in my collection. This is the Frederique Constant. This is the classic moonphase date. When I first saw this watch, I instantly fell in love with the blue version. You can also get a salmon dial version. You can get a silver dial and a green. My very first Frederique Constant watch, I bought this brand new at around $4,000 and I must say the quality is outstanding. It has its own in-house movement, which is beautifully decorated. Let me just try to figure out how I get it off this pillow. Here you go. Slightly domed sapphire crystal. You see this beautiful case here, onion style crown, and of course everything is about this beautiful dial. This is a no lume watch, so it's very much a dress watch. And of course what really drew me towards this watch is the moonphase. This is the only moonphase watch in my collection, with this beautiful date complication, circular date complication down here. And let's just look at the in-house manufacture movement from Frederique Constant. Beautiful movement. Look at the bridge. I really do like the bridge. The different finishes. This is definitely not a very original watch, and that is probably what a lot of people don't like about this brand. But let me tell you, first-hand experience, they produce top quality luxury Swiss watches, but at lesser prices than a lot of more exclusive watch brands. And this is definitely a way to get into high quality luxury Swiss watches without having to sell a kidney or something like that. And I'm very happy that I actually chose the blue color. Blue is my favorite color for watches. The green would probably have been a little too much for me, so that is why this definitely feels like it is a keeper. As I said, blue is my favorite color, and this is definitely also one of the watches that has been with me the longest time, the Tag Heuer Monaco. A true legend, one of the most iconic watch designs ever made, with the square case. A sports chronograph with a 30-minute counter. Really great lume actually, but only 30 meters of war resistance, which is too bad. But I do consider this a dress watch, and I do like how different this watch is. That is why I actually fell in love with the Monaco, because it is so different. The square case here. This is the remake. The more true to original. Doesn't have the blue sunburst dial. It has a more light blue matte dial, but I really do like the sunburst. It makes it look more fresh. The problem is I don't wear it as much as I would love to, but sometimes, you know, you just want an iconic watch in your collection, and maybe you don't wear it a lot, but it is an icon. Okay, and moving on to also a blue dialed watch. As I said, I do love blue dialed watches, and this is the most high-end, high horology watch in my collection. This is the Chopard Alpine Eagle. Absolutely stunning watch. This is the second kind of high horology, entry-level high horology, stainless steel integrated bracelet sports watch I have ever owned. I used to own the Piaget Polo S. That one was a beautiful watch as well. This is definitely more refined, and it wears much better. This, as you can see, does have scratches because I bought it pre-owned. I am the second owner. It was sold here in Copenhagen in Denmark in 2019 actually. I am the second owner, and the crazy thing is it was not as expensive, around $15,000 back then, but I actually bought it at half that price from a pre-owned gray market dealer. I get everything, box and papers. So this is definitely a watch that will just decrease in value like crazy. But if you like to buy second-hand watches, this is also a really nice value proposition. So amazing in-house movement, very different and very beautiful tapered bracelet here, which each link removable, really nice fold over, making the watch band here, or the strap, or the bracelet, sorry, kind of a bracelet, not a watch bracelet, but a bracelet in itself. Only little minus is that you don't get any micro adjustment, but it fits me perfectly. 100 meters of water resistance, amazing automatic in-house movement. I believe it is 60 hours of power reserve. And of course the star of this watch is this beautiful eagle eye dial. This is one of the most vibrant and beautiful dials I have ever seen. This is also a first for me. So you see kind of a theme actually getting into brands I never owned before. A lot of people, they buy Seiko, Rolex, Omega, they buy the usual brands. I really want to get into brands I never owned before. Hence actually getting into Montblanc, Frederique Constant, and of course Chopard. So this is the most high-end luxury watch in my collection. Again, I have a 17 centimeter wrist circumference and it wears perfectly. I was a little bit anxious when I actually went to see this watch at the dealer if it was too big, because I was really falling in love with this watch and I really wanted it to fit. Putting it on my wrist, it wears perfectly. This is a modern remake released in 2019 of a watch Chopard they released in 1980 called the St. Maurice. It is of course inspired by especially IWC Ingenieur and of course also a little bit Hublot. A lot of people hate Hublot. And of course also the Nautilus from Patek Philippe with these sides of the watch here. And of course the Royal Oak from Audemars Piguet, the Gerald Genta designed watches. So from Switzerland to Japan, and one of the mainstays in my collection, this is of course the Grand Seiko Snowflake. What can we say about this watch that hasn't been said? I actually did a video talking about the history of this watch, also an article in Danish, you can find it on my website. So this is, in my opinion, the most iconic Grand Seiko watch, and this is the particular model that actually got Grand Seiko going, making Grand Seiko a real luxury brand, which is worldwide known. This has the spring drive movement, which is one of the highlights, the blue second hand here, heat blued. So you see this very gliding motion, beautiful movement. One thing I don't like about the watch is the titanium bracelet. The watch is of course made in titanium, so it is very light. So I wear it on this nice gray strap here, leather strap. Not actually, it's a Vario, which I really think fits the watch and makes it just a little more dressy, but it is essentially a sports watch, although it doesn't have lume. It has 150 meters of water resistance. And I really do like having a Grand Seiko in my collection. Also having a watch with a very different movement, like the spring drive. Also the enlarged date is something that's really good when you're actually getting older. Another thing, they should have made it smaller. It is 41 millimeters. Why not 39 or 40? That would have been perfect. This is both a sports watch, an everyday watch, and a dress watch in my opinion. On a leather strap it becomes very dressy. Just imagine this watch on maybe the strap here from my Montblanc. It becomes very dressy. So this is also a first in my collection. My first Panerai, this is the Luminor Marina, PAM 00070, released in 2000, I believe. This is 24 years old, it is from 2001. And the special thing with this is that it actually only is 40 millimeters in diameter, so I know that is of course a death sin. When you talk Panerai, everything needs to be big and big and big and bigger. And just a little bit bigger, but I don't really enjoy wearing a 44mm Panerai Luminor Marina on my wrist. So I was so happy to actually discover that they made this beautiful, kind of simple Luminor Marina watch in 40mm size. You definitely get a big dive watch with this one, but it just wears a lot better than 44mm on my wrist. I can definitely understand if you have a larger wrist than I have, that 44 is the perfect size, and that is of course also the idea of Panerai. They wear big and loud. This one has a very nice vibrant sunburst blue dial. This has become my go-to summer watch, and on this beautiful blue rubber strap from HELVETUS straps, you can find a link towards HELVETUS straps down in the description. I did a review of their straps. It just fits this watch perfectly. I also have an orange strap if you want to go very vibrant, As you see, 40 millimeters, it wears thick, of course, but it doesn't wear too big in the diameter, although with such a large dial, you do get a lot of a watch on your wrist. Now, we talked about that the Tag Heuer has been with me ever since I started the channel and in every state of the collection video. And of course, my Omega Seamaster diver here has been with me in all my state of the collection videos. This is actually my very first Swiss luxury watch, and I'm so happy to own it. This is definitely a watch that is never leaving, and I do say it every year, but it is getting more and more popular. And people may be finding out that this kind of aged 90s look is very hot these days. The 90s is very much in fashion. And you get a chronometer certified professional automatic Swiss dive watch at around $2,000 or 2,000 euros. They are becoming more expensive. And I know a lot of people don't like the bracelet on the newer Diver 300s, but on this one, it is the perfect bracelet. And it's so comfortable. And it fits my wrist such beautifully. It definitely is in need of a service, and I have been saying this for 10 years, so maybe at some point I will actually get this watch serviced, because I really want to wear this watch a lot more. I'm so happy to have it in my collection, and it is very slim and compact. Only 2 watches to go, and my latest purchase. This is the Tissot PRX 38mm automatic titanium, integrated bracelet sports watch. This is the brand new 2025 model. They also came with a blue and one in Damascus steel. For me, this is the right version. It is very dressy. It's kind of a 70s inspired look, and I think that the kind of dark sunburst clou de barré or waffle dial here, whatever you want to call it, it is the perfect color. As I said in my review, it does make it a little bit hard to read the printing, but I do like the gilded hands here and the gilded date window. And this it weighs only 83 grams and it wears perfectly. I owned a couple of 40mm versions of this watch. I tested the 35mm version. The 40mm version, it wears like a 43mm big watch. The 35mm version wears too small. The 38mm version, it wears absolutely perfect on my wrist. It does wear like a 40mm, maybe a 39 and a 40mm, because it does wear bigger. And I always wanted a PRX in my collection, so this is the one for me. It kind of scratches that itch, and I really do like having a very kind of affordable, integrated 70s inspired sports watch here. Here you see the not very much decorated Powermatic 80 movement. Looking forward to see if they actually do release some nice rubber straps, or I will go aftermarket for a rubber strap for this one. That would look great. Maybe even a leather strap to make it very dressy. Beautiful dial. This is priced at around 1,000 euro, I believe. 900 euros. I got it at around 800 euros. Brand new from Italy. Really do enjoy this watch. Also because it's so light, and I really enjoy the bracelet. It's very comfortable and the taper is perfect. The problem is you don't get any micro adjustment, but Tissot, they do add half links, so that is a really good thing, and I managed to actually find the perfect fit for me with this watch. So this was one of the 2 watches I bought since the last state of the collection video, the Montblanc and this one. And the last one in my collection, and my GMT watch, and if you follow my channel you know that it is of course the Rolex GMT Master 16700. Bought this watch very, very cheaply in 2015. And it is on the original Oyster style bracelet now, but I actually also bought a original Jubilee style bracelet. So I'm actually changing between the Jubilee and the Oyster. The Oyster is much more of a summer look for me, making this watch a little more of a tool watch, a sports watch. On the Jubilee, it's much more dressy. This, for years, was my favorite Rolex, and it still is. The Pepsi, beautiful size, beautiful colors. And what I really do like is, this is from when Rolex actually made very wearable watches. Today the watches, they are so big and chunky with the maxi case. This is when Rolex made high quality tough sports watches at 40mm, very slim cases. So this is definitely also a watch that will never leave my collection, and this is of course the third watch that has been with me ever since I started the channel, and which has been in every state of the collection video. So this was my state of the collection video. Let me just very shortly here at the end, please encourage you to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. What do you think I should get next? What is your favorite watch in my collection? Thanks for staying with me for such a long time. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you very soon again. Thank you. Bye.